The Australian Open kicks off the 2026 Grand Slam calendar. Let's go through the men's draw quarter by quarter, giving best bets, sleepers, as well as players that I'm fading in Melbourne this year. Carlos Alcaraz is the clear favorite in quarter number 1. He is one of 2 men in the draw to have minus odds to win their quarter. Jannik Sinner, the 2-time defending champ, being the other one. However, Alcaraz just switched coaches, and he has never made it through his quarter in the Australian. It's the one Grand Slam that he has yet to make the semifinals in. So with that, we're going to look at the value, and none better than the hometown guy, Alex de Minaur, at 10-1. He was a 5th set tiebreaker away from advancing to the semifinals of his first Grand Slam in the US Open a few months ago. Now he returns home, also on a hard court, to break that streak. He also made it to the quarters of the Australian Open last year, but ran into Sinner. And if we're looking at the value, let's also go to Tommy Paul at 20-1. He made the Grand Slam quarters in 2 of his 4 Grand Slams last year. Looking at quarter number 2, there are 2 clear favorites between Medvedev and Zverev, who have faced off in the Australian Open semis as recently as 2 years ago. Both of these players have a lot of success here in Melbourne, having both reached the final in the last 2 years. However, I'm going to side with Medvedev, who has owned this matchup in recent years. He's won 5 of the last 6 meetings over Zverev, and if you go all the way back to 2020, Medvedev's record is 13-3 against the German. He's also coming in off a win at Brisbane. I like that recent form, and I'll take him at plus 190 to win the quarter. Quarter number 3 is an interesting one with Novak Djokovic, the clear favorite, at plus 135. However, I think that number is too low for the 38-year-old. Even though Djokovic has made the semifinals the last 3 years at the Australian Open, you're still getting good value in some other guys in this quarter. I'll start with Taylor Fritz at plus 410. The American has played well in Grand Slams the last few years and is just on the edge of making it to the next level, especially on the hard court. Another guy that I'm looking at, and this is my biggest sleeper of the whole tournament, Mensik from Czech Republic. He won a Masters 1000 this past year on a hard court, and he is only getting better. Look out for him, especially at a number as low as 15-1 to make his first Grand Slam semi. In quarter number 4, we have the favorite to win the whole thing and 2-time defending champ, Jannik Sinner. His odds are as short as minus 125 to go for the three-peat. I'm not going to bet against him, but I will mention the American Ben Shelton, who has been knocking on the door of Grand Slam semis. He's just been short-sighted with some bad draws. In 3 of the last 4 Grand Slams, he's had to play Sinner or Alcaraz, and he went 0-3 in those matches. In his last 8 meetings against Sinner, who he's likely to face in this quarter, he has not won a single set. I think Sinner will cruise to the semis of yet another Australian Open, and I like him to win the whole thing in Australia.